Hello friends, I welcome all of you. In this lecture, I'll give you overview of multicast. So I have this diagram prepared for you. You can see that there is one video server which will be streaming a video, and there are three hosts which want to receive the multicast traffic. So here I'll just tell you what protocols work between source and receiver. You can see that there are two routers, R1, R2, and there is one layer 2 switch as well. So whenever any host wants to receive multicast traffic, it makes a request to the router it's connected with. So it is connected with the router 2 right now. So there is a protocol named IGMP that works in this case. So whenever the communication happens for request of multicast traffic between a host and a router, then IGMP works in between that. IGMP is Internet Group Management Protocol. Okay, and then router 2 goes to router 1, and then it reaches out to video server, and then video server sends the stream to R1 and to R2. Then R2 has to know on what interface it should forward the traffic. So this information is achieved using IGMP. And there is one layer 2 switch as well. So layer 2 switch also needs to know on what interfaces the multicast traffic should be forwarded or should be sent. So for that, it uses protocol named IGMP snooping. Okay, so actually the issue here is that the multicast address is always used as a destination address. Okay, so it will be of 224 series. I'll talk about it in next slide. So switch doesn't know on what interface it should forward the traffic, so it uses IGMP snooping. But what does IGMP snooping do? It silently listens to the packets being exchanged by host and router. So whatever packets or messages it sends to R2 and R2 send to host 2, those will be silently listened by this switch. So it does snooping. That is why it is using a protocol named IGMP snooping. So this IGMP snooping is used by a layer 2 switch, and IGMP is used between host and router. And now whenever routers want to forward the traffic of multicast to other routers, then there is a protocol named PIM, PIM, that will be used. Okay, I'll talk about it in next slide. So just remember that there are three protocols right now which I have talked about: PIM, IGMP, and IGMP snooping. Okay, now let me tell you a few points about it. Multicast is not enabled by default on any router or layer 3 switch. We have to specifically enable it. And this multicast should be supported as well on all devices. Okay, so if you want to receive the multicast stream, then you should have your workstation should have the ability to support multicast, and also application has to be installed, and application must also support multicast. Okay, so for multicast, the class D range is specifically used: 224.0.0.0 till 239, 255, 255, 255, and it is exclusively used for multicast only. We cannot use these IPs to configure on our workstations or servers. So I've told you earlier, multicast is used as a destination address, and actually it's basically a group address. Okay, so you'll learn more about it when moving forward. So the device that generates the multicast traffic is a source server. So in this case, video server is a source server, and these are recipient. Okay, so in multicast, one host can receive traffic right now, and host 3 can receive at later stage as well. So this is the beauty. Otherwise, in broadcast, what happens? it has to be forwarded to all, but in this case it is not possible. The reason is that router will not forward the broadcast, it will drop it here by default. So if it was unicast, then there would have been 3 streams. Load will be there on this link, 3 times load, 3 times load here as well, 3 times here, and then 1 to each. So unicast is also not preferred here. But anyways, I was saying that multicast IP is always used as a destination IP, and the device which generates the traffic is a source server. And this last line, when a router receives multicast traffic, it has to know if there is an interested host or not. Okay, the request has to come from host. So router and switch should also know where to forward the traffic, means to what interfaces. So for this purpose, I've mentioned here, IGMP mechanism is used on a host that tell the router which multicast traffic they want to receive. Actually, what happens that there is a link which is given by your company, stating that click on this link to see the message of president, and once you click over there, it opens up some application, and within the application there is one class D address. Okay, so that address defines to which source server that the request should be made. Okay, this is how it works. And switches use IGMP snooping to listen to the IGMP messages between host and router. This way, switch learns on what interface it should forward the multicast traffic. So alternate to IGMP is CGMP. The only difference is that it is a Cisco proprietary, but IGMP is most popular, so we don't use CGMP. Now let's talk about PIM. So if you have to forward the multicast traffic between the routers or in the WAN, PIM is used. We'll do most of the work in PIM only. Alternate to PIM is DMVRP and MOSPF. These are not very popular. PIM is the most popular, so I'll be using this one, this protocol only. One benefit of multicast here I mentioned is scalability. It is therefore used in applications, routing protocols, and by large enterprises to deliver the videos. The negative point is that multicast should be configured on all of the devices. It must be supported. Applications should also be supporting multicast. So this is one of the reasons ISPs don't use it in internet. And the last thing is that multicast traffic is UDP based. So UDP, is very quick in delivering the data. But since it is quick, so it doesn't provide reliability. And if data is lost, it doesn't recover it. So the benefits of TCP will not be available for you. Why do we use UDP for multicast? Because generally multicast is used for delivering the video, and video is heavy traffic, and it has to be delivered instantly, right? We have no patience to see the delay. We can't afford to have a delay in the video. That is why UDP does that work quite effectively. So then the negative is that we cannot take advantages of windowing, acknowledgement, reliability, error recovery. So these are TCP things. Okay, so this is it about overview, and I'll try to cover as much information about multicast as possible. I'll also cover the labs, then you will have a better idea about it. So it was just an overview, only theory lecture. So I hope you liked it, and do give me appropriate rating and feedback. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.